Hi guys, and welcome back to another episode of Rebuilding Wimbledon. If we could smash 400, maybe even 500 likes on the video, that would be magnificent. And yeah, I've got one phrase to say to you, and you know exactly what's going to be happening once I tell you. Welcome to the injury list. Enjoy the highlights of today's games, and I'll join you in a sec for the City game. With the corner. Berardi brings it down. Don't just let him turn and shoot. That would be really annoying. Good God. Wimbledon 0, Liverpool 1. That was a weird goal. Kiri into Berardi. Oh, please just don't. Coutinho, oh, it's 2-0 to Liverpool. Looks for the cross. Marley's in there and he's scored. This time we are back in the game with 9 minutes to go. We're playing really, really well and deserve to be back in this. Sane, oh dear, lots of space. Gomez clears. Headed down. Oh, damn it. That's a very, very unlucky goal to concede. I feel like we're really hard done by to be 3-1 down in a game. We've played so well in the second half. Well, there we go. 3-1 Liverpool. I feel like that's really harsh on us. We played so well, but the red card was a joke as well. 2 players on him. Oh, this is a joke. Like, I don't even know what to say about that. There's so much wrong with that. 1-0 Swansea. Oh, for the love of God. That's a real joke, because for some reason, they keep, every time my players go near Danny Welbeck, they fly about 6 yards away from him. What is that crap? Sisto, ball in, and oh, just to add insult to injury, a goal from a corner. I mean, this has been one of the worst first halves I've ever seen. Nothing we do is making any difference today. Aga put it back for someone. Murphy's in there, and we've got a goal back. Thank God for that. Colin Murphy off the bench to get a goal back for us, but it's still been a woeful performance in every other set. Bumba. Keynes. That's all come from my fullback not winning a ball that was literally 2 yards from him and allowing my centre-back, who's like 15 yards away, to chase it. Ramselaar steps up and scores the penalty. With 10 minutes to go, we're sort of back in the game again. Goal difference is at least not as bad, but we've still been shocking today. Go to the box, and Masek! Oh, it's in, it's 4-3. What about that for a, well, not a comeback. We've not deserved anything from this game, but at least we've managed to stop the rot. 4-3 to Swansea in the end. I mean, it could have been a lot worse, frankly. Looks long. Oh, it's... Adam Kirk is through here. He must score his first ever goal for Wimbledon. Adam Kirk is finally off the mark. Wigan 0, Wimbledon 1. The perfect start here. Can we finally win a League Cup game? Cross it comes, blocked. Oh, it's gone in off of Kirk or Anderson. I think it's Anderson, actually. It's 2-0 to Wimbledon here. It's a really good performance so far on the night. Brilliant stuff. Charlotte. Oh, loads of space for Kavarik. He's into the box here, you know. Can he get one across the box? Kirk is in there, and it is 3-0 to Wimbledon. Adam Kirk with 2 goals today, and that's going to do in the world of good for confidence. Cotterill, don't let Wigan score, guys. That would be a bit dumb. Oh, what a strike that is from David Cotterill. Disappointed to concede a goal today, to be honest. I would have liked a clean sheet. That was a very poor goal to concede. Great strike from Cotterill, though. There we go. 3-1. We're through to the next round with a good result. 2 goals for Adam Kirk is even better. Now we need a good cross. Oh, Duarte, goal! 1-0 to Wimbledon. We took a long time over getting the cross in, but eventually Nelson Duarte, the Admiral, scores his first goal for Wimbledon. About time. Not surely. Cleverly. Can he get back for Marley? Marley's through. It's in off the post, and I tell you what, I think we're 2 goals to the good. Radek Marley. We switched the tactic at half-time, even though we were winning, and it seems to have done the trick for us. 2-0. Over the top. And there's enough players around for us to not concede a... I cannot believe it. Oh... We fail to do such simple things sometimes. Cleverly now with the ball whipped in. Loveridge is hit. Oh my goodness. Loveridge has scored another goal in the Premier League. I never thought he'd score another one. Wimbledon 3, Leicester City 1. We should be able to win this one now, I think. There we go, guys. Wimbledon 3, Leicester City 1. First win of the season. Thoroughly deserved. Really shouldn't have conceded that. That was all on us. Come on now. How the hell did he pass that from that angle? Spurs 1, Wimbledon 0. That pass looked completely impossible, but there you go. We need to do something before this gets worse. I can't make a change until after this highlight. Mane. Oh, God. 2-0, and it's thoroughly deserved. They've been great. We've been absolutely appalling. Well, there we go, 2-0, but I feel like last year this would have been 6-0 or something, so I still see some positive. Right then, guys, we're back, and before we do anything, we're going to do a question of the day, and today's question is this: who is your favourite non-regen player? And for me, it's one of the only players I've ever actually had for the entirety of a save that was a non-regen. That is Vukan Savicevic with Red Star Belgrade. He, I believe, played for us for pretty much for the entirety of that save, even long into the future when I had an entire team of regens. Savicevic, I believe, won the Champions League with us. He was so good, and yeah, hopefully he'll turn out to be a really good player in real life for Serbia's sake as well. So yeah, as you can see, league form so far, it's been then again, we've had a very tough start, and we need to understand that, because the fact is there's going to be ebbs and flows just like there was last year. We had a really lax finish to the season based on the fixtures, and we had a tough start. This year has been much the same. You know, we had the draw away at Stoke on the opening day, which was a good result, but then you know, losing at home to Liverpool, we were really good in that game and probably deserved a lot more from it, frankly. We played some really good football. Swansea away, Swansea have started very, very well. As you can see, 5 wins out of 6. They've been phenomenal, and I'm not entirely surprised that we lost that, just because Swansea thumped us twice last year as well. They've been very, very good, but we actually made it a lot, you know, a lot closer than it would have been in previous years. That's the key thing for me. You know, then of course, you know, with the results, Spurs, we were always going to lose that, but only losing 2-0 showed some progress. The win against Leicester certainly showed that we've got something as well. So I think once some slightly easier games come along, things will definitely improve in that front. So it's not, all is not lost so far. Let's put it that way. Now, a couple of things. Now, I mentioned the injuries. Now, this is a problem that we really do have now. As you can see, Anderson is out for 6 to 7 weeks, our main centre-back. Tobias Agger, 8 to 10 months. That's our most creative winger is done for the season. And this will happen just after the transfer window had shut. And Bernardo, 3 to 4 weeks. So we're basically down to our second choice centre-back partnership of Pjanic and Gomez. But losing Anderson, Agger and Bernardo is just a terrible thing to have happen to us. It really is. The result against Wigan was pretty decent. We've played a lot of games this month. It's taken a very long time to record this episode, I must say. I won't be doing that many again. I keep forgetting that that's the case. But, you know, Adam Kirk showed some quality against Wigan, but we still need more from him, and I think that's going to be an issue. We don't have Fabio, and I really wish we did. Best player over this month, though, has probably been Kvarik or Cleverly. I don't know. We played a friendly in the international break just to get some sort of things back up again, basically. So, guys, let's get into the game today. Now, of course, we can't use Agger. Now, I've changed this tactic ever so slightly. People in the comments were saying, you know, your midfield is too attacking, particularly in these tougher away games. You need a midfielder on defensive, basically. Now, I don't want to use a defensive midfielder, but I would happily use a ball-winning midfielder on defensive to try and still mean that we've got some kind of attacking threat, because a lot of it goes through this, and I just feel like it would make us shit if we to have a defensive midfielder and then that up top. I just don't think that would work for us, and I'm not going to mess around trying it. But I did this, and it's okay. I still don't know if I'm really happy with it, and I also don't know if we're actually going to play this system today. I actually think that perhaps this would be better. I know that might seem crazy, but remember, we beat City 3-2 here last season, playing this exact tactic with worse players. So I think this is what I'm going to go with today. Something I did against Leicester as well was I actually, even though we were winning at half-time with this system, I actually switched to the other one, and it completely threw them off. And I think that's something we can use as well, just adjusting the system even when we're doing well, but if we're not doing stupidly well. That's sort of what I'm going to do. So we're going to go with I think probably that's better. Kirk and Marley up top again today. I really do want Adam Kirk has already become 3 stars now, and that's good to see. I really want a good season out of him, and I think if he can just find a few goals, he'll be important, because Fabio is so badly missed. I think we'd be doing much better if we had Fabio this year, but I just couldn't do it. Problem is, strikers are even more expensive, and we just couldn't get anyone of any quality to join us, and that's a real shame. Tactically wise, I think that's also another problem. You know, the fact is that the team has not got used to them again yet, because there's so many new players. So we're going to jump into today's game, of course. We're obviously expected to lose this one heavily, but that's fine. You know, I feel like we probably will do as well, but it means that we've got games against Liverpool, City and Spurs out the way, as well as visits to Stoke and Swansea. So I feel like, again, we're going to have an easier run at some point. The fact is, we're still 3 points clear of the drop zone already. Now, remember, this year is still going to be about stabilization, basically. You know, I'm looking for a solid mid-table finish this year, if we can push for the top half, but I just think that if we were going to do that, we would need to keep those players fit, and the losses we've already had of Anderson, Bernardo and Agger, which is the most, I think that's the most devastating one for me, because he's so creative. But, you know, we're going to have to make do, basically. Ramselaar can play out wide, and he's going to have to do that for us today. I think we will lose this game, but it's Manchester City. I feel like there's very few ways in which we can beat them. Obviously, we were capable of doing it last year, but I feel like that might have been like a 1 in 100 performance, basically. So they've got Lucas Romero as well now, and he, I believe, is a middle. He's a middle. I'm going to close him down more. I don't want to mark him because he's a centre mid, but that might just stop him. We've not looked awful so far. Half an hour gone, and we've done okay against them, and that shows a lot of quality for me. Oh dear. Diego Costa, great save. Bale should never have been allowed to make that run, but the point is he did, and the save was made. Masek, we're cutting it fine, but Fuentes has been so good this year. I had a little look at some of our sort of, some of the filters I made from the post-mortem save, and not save, you know what I mean, from that episode, and my goodness, Fuentes makes key tackles for days. He's good on the ball. I really am very pleased with his performances this year, and you notice that he's captain in the side today, because we're missing both Reeves and can't remember who our other captain is. Oh god, who is it? I can't remember. I think it's Anderson. Yeah, it is Anderson. And so that's good to see. It's nice to see him stepping into that fold nicely. Right, so with that in mind, let's see what we've got. So we're looking very narrow, surprisingly narrow actually, considering we're playing a 4-4-2. We've had success from a corner, but that's not a lot. City definitely looks stronger down this right-hand side, perhaps, and number 12 maybe. I don't know. Like, we've not looked that bad today, to be honest. I'm tempted to keep it going with this tactic, and I'm not really sure what else to do. Maybe... Cleverley's on support, but what else could we really do? Cleverley's actually not a bad player there. How good is he for a defensive winger? I'd be tempted to put Fuentes onto a defend role, just to get a bit more stability back there. I know he's good going forward, but I want him to be winning key tackles for days. You know, even if we got a 0-0 draw against Manchester City today, that would be an astonishingly good performance from my point of view anyway. I feel like, we look at that 93% pass completion. I'm actually tempted to go and mark him up. Where's he got? They've literally brought him off the moment I said that. That surprises me, actually. He's a really creative player for them, and to bring him off so early is a surprise. So who's injured here? Right, so Duarte is our attacking playmaker. Advanced playmaker. Honda's not fit again yet, which is a worry, and I just think that maybe Charlotte? No. It's... Then again... No, I'm actually going to do Charlotte. The reason for that is because I might actually switch to the other system for the last little while, particularly if they were to score, and Charlotte will actually fit in nicely there because he's good at the advanced role. I feel like we do look a lot better defensively this year. Okay, sorry, we still conceded 4 goals. Damn it! Ah, dear. But, I mean, it just looks so easy. It just looks so easy. Don't get a yellow card, mate. I mean, they deserve it. We've actually controlled the possession quite nicely and the passes. I wonder if there's a switcheroo that might be able to enable us to have a crack at this. And I wonder if a switch in the tactic could be what we need in that situation. It's a good ball out wide for Abubakar. Widmer's ball in, and it's the defender on the left there. And it's the way that it just ends up in... it's poor. But again, like, this time last year, I think we had like a minus 13 goal difference or something. So there's definitely improvements because we're not losing by huge numbers against the massive sides. And that, to me, is a sign of progress. I know how stupid that might sound, but you get what I mean. So let's try this out. So I'm going to put Marley up top, actually, and we're going to move Charlotte into that role there because he's decent. Ramsalar we'll put there. And have we got anyone else? Oh, come on. Okay, Ramsalar we'll put back out there. Someone in the middle to play as the roaming playmaker. It's going to have to be George Savile, really. I'd rather have Ramsalar... The other problem is, wingers this year... That's one area where we're struggling a little bit. And I think that's something we probably could have done with strengthening. But I just felt like we didn't lose any players. But unfortunately, the injuries have struck us really hard this year. I don't know. I don't know whether this is going to help us at all. It might end up allowing us to concede a goal. But the fact is, we weren't looking like scoring one. So we might as well change something at this point. Fuentes now. Into Cleverley. You know, even if there's one little chance. All we need is one chance. Schala. Fuentes. He's coming forward again, but of course he's no longer on defend because we need to pull out a little bit. Even a 1-0 defeat's not that bad, to be honest. Schala. Savile. Can he step it through the channel? There's a chance here. There's a good pass on here at some point. Cleverly, can he pull it back across for someone? Please. Oh, go on, Ramsalar. Oh, chance. Yes! 1-1. The changes. Well, I don't know. But it's Wimbledon 1, Manchester City 1, Bart Ramsalar's first goal of the season. And it's a deserved goal. Well, no, sorry. No. That's not fair, really. I don't think. We created a good opportunity and we actually took it. I thought the chance had gone here when this was saved. Blocked, rather. But Ramsalar here, look at that for a finish. Goalkeeper can't get that, and Ramsalar there makes it Wimbledon 1, Manchester City 1. But I'm not content. I'm going to stay on counter, on control at this point. Because we're creating chances. And we may as well keep pushing at it and see if we can grab ourselves a late winner. Oh, hello. There's still 30 seconds left. You never know. Ramsalar goes... Oh, no, not quite. I think we're going to get a draw against City today. And you might look at that and go, well, you've only got 5 points from your first 6 matches. But when you look at some of the teams those games were against, we've only had one really winnable home game, and that was against Leicester. The Liverpool game, we actually played well enough to win it, I feel like. There we go. Wimbledon 1, Manchester City 1. That is superb. Very short live com, it feels like. That's really strange, but it does feel very short. But there you go. So, Bart Ramsalar, man of the match as well with an 8.3. We did the job. We only had one shot on target, and we've mugged them off in a sense there. It wasn't like we played in the last game where we were brilliant against them. But look at that, 24 fouls as well. That's a good point for us. That's a really good point. Yes, we've conceded 11 goals, but look at that. Swansea have conceded 10. There's plenty of teams around us have conceded more goals, and we've scored 8, which is a reasonable amount. I'd like to see a few more goals on the score sheet. Only 8 and 6 is not fantastic, but that's the difference. We're being better defensively, sort of, goal difference-wise particularly, and we're slightly less good in front of goal. And I just wonder if over the season, as Kirk and Marley sort of, I don't know. If we can get more money in January, I might manage to convince the board to let me go out and maybe sign another striker, but it's really difficult. Like, I did look at it over the summer to try and sign another one, but there just wasn't really anyone decent available. That was the real problem for us. No one was really stood out as being available, and those that were good just wouldn't sign for us. We could get the bids in, but they wouldn't join us. That's the problem. So next episode, guys, we're going to be doing the game against West Ham, because we've got Sunderland, West Brom and Fulham, and that'll take us right into basically a month from now. So, you know, that's a fair number. We've played a lot of games this month, so I feel like I need to have a slightly easier episode, particularly as it's coming up to Christmas. So we've got Sunderland away in the Capital One Cup, so I'd like to see if we can win that, because the Championship. West Brom away in the league, they're newly promoted. I'd like to see if we can get points there. And Fulham at home, that is a desperately important one to win. And then West Ham at home as well, in the live com, newly promoted. I want to see 7 points from those matches, basically. Those 3 games, I want 7 points. 1 at West Brom, 3 at Fulham, and then 3 against West Ham. That's what I really, really want, and I hope that we can get that, so we can then have ourselves 12 points after 9 games will be much, much better. So, guys, if you've enjoyed this episode, I really hope you have, please do drop a like on the video. That would mean the world to me. And if you haven't already, please do subscribe to the channel. That would be fantastic as well. And I will join you guys tomorrow for another episode like this. And yeah, look forward to that, because that is going to be fun as hell. So I'll see you guys soon. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.